everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I'm here today to do my deck collection, to share with you my tarot and oracle decks as my collection stands at the very end of 2022. I've been waiting for days to do this because I like to wait until the end of the year till I've gotten all my decks in for the year, because that's something I like to do. And I like to accumulate stats. So as of January 2022, my deck collection, I had 49 decks, both tarot and oracle. During the year, I got 40 decks in. And I have rehomed, or I have in purgatory, 23 decks. And all of that together, my collection now stands at around 66 decks. And we'll see what happens. I might decide through this video that I don't want to keep them all. There's a few that I know are not staying. But let's crack into this. I'm planning to just split this between tarot and oracle, and I hope it's not too long. I'm planning to also not ramble a bunch like I did last time. But these videos might be a while, so like, settle in. And we are going to start with oracle. So first off, I have these 3 decks. These are my Kimberly San Spread Crafters decks. I do have all 3. I got these this year. I'm so excited that I have them. Albeit, admittedly, I haven't used them a ton. I have used them, but not like a ton. So there's seeker cards. There's different categories of cards. This is like the base deck, and then I have like the expansion packs. So on each card, this is beautiful backings, and this, seeing this is like one of my favorite things. So you have seeker cards, and you have the word, and then you have a little like blurb about it. So seeker, use this card to represent you, who you are, what you may be thinking / feeling, and how you are positioned in a situation or relationship right now. So there's a whole bunch of different types. There's focus area cards here, light work cards, and these are all spread building decks. Made for playing with your cards. And actually, I think I'm definitely not ready to give these up. I've wanted these for a long time. It took me a while to purchase them. I actually think these decks will be how I can work with some of my tarot goals. So I talked about, I did a video on my tarot goals. This one is changed. So this is specifically for like shadowy kind of work. Honestly, this is the one I feel most ambivalent towards. I'm not fully ambivalent. I'm not ready to give up on it. I do a lot of shadow work, so having more shadowy work stuff isn't a bad thing. So you just get the words and what it is in these just stunning little like watercolor things. So that's the change one. By far the most interesting or fun one and playful one is the Spread Crafters Quest one. And I will link my tarot goals video up above in the cards. So this one's really cool. This one you can use for like character building. This one I really like for also like adding a little playful element to when I do things. I love these decks. I've talked about them more in detail. This one's like gamer themed. This one's like self-work, shadow work, self-love themed. This one's just like an overall. So I have all three of those. I'm not ready to give them up, but they are in the decks that I need to try and get to know this year because I don't know them very well. So these are in those, and playing with them could really help me get to know some of my other decks too. So that's the first three. Next up, I have my Seed and Sickle Oracle. This is by Fez Inkwright, apparently. I'll try and say the names. Y'all, I suck at that. This is one of my favorite bags ever. This one's a bit iffy. So when I got this, I thought I would use it with, this is an herb deck. I thought I would use it with the Pacific Northwest Tarot when I eventually got that. And it is beautiful with the Pacific Northwest Tarot. However, I use something else, which we will get to. I talked about this one that, sorry about that, my mom called. I talked about this in the video where I talked about the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. And I do love using this with that. I'm feeling unsure about this deck. I'm not collecting a maybe box. I know like Lisa and her series is doing a maybe box. What I'm deciding is, do I care enough about a deck to bother trying to connect with it this year on some level? If the answer is yes, then it stays in my collection. If the answer is no, then I'm going to put it in purgatory. This one, the answer is yes. I've had some really great readings with this. I love the cards. I love the backs. I love everything about this. I still want to find, like, ideally I want to find a deck. It says on the bottom of the box here, it says one to wither, one to grow, one for the she, and one for the crow. Ideally, I'd love to be able to build a deck family that matches this saying. So maybe I will one day, but this I think is staying for now. I do also like the Ostara Tarot with this, but this is staying for now. And of course, we have my Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. I love this deck. I use this deck a ton. I use it for my client readings. I use it in my year ahead spreads, which I did a whole video about them. I will link that up above in the cards. This is one of my favorite astrology decks that I've seen, and I have watched some videos about astrology decks. The cards and artwork are stunning. The words work well. It's not like ideal. There's some cards I would personally add. Maybe one day I'll make my own astrology deck because I am pretty specific about the kind of astrology deck I want. So maybe I will make my own one day. Who knows? But this is fabulous. This is not going anywhere. This is an extremely solid place in my deck collection. It's the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. Next up, we have in this bag, which was sent to me by a viewer in the perfect fabric for it, the Star Codes Astro Oracle. This is the other astrology deck. So if you want to hear me talk about my two astrology decks side by side, go and check out the video I'm about to link up above in the cards. where I got this. I got this because someone wanted me to review it. This deck is fabulous. Admittedly, I haven't worked with it a ton. I've used it for like magic, which I really enjoy. I love the way this astrology deck is built. I enjoy the way this is built better than the Heavenly Bodies deck. This one has cards that the other just doesn't. And this one is built openly, so it's not like, it's not assuming, it's not built from the perspective of the person who's using this deck is a traditional astrologer or is a modern astrologer. So it's very open. So, like with, here's the part I really love. Ascendant, Midheaven, Descendant, Imam Kuli. I work with those all the time, and I never have cards for them. I don't have a tarot deck that I like to use this with yet. But I love this because especially because of how open it is. It allows for the people using it to be like a modern astrologer could use this. A traditional astrologer could use this. So really love that deck so very much. There you go. And I will have a link in the description box to Peggy's shop, which is where these beautiful bags and this beautiful cloth are from. Oh, this is annoying. I keep getting interrupted. Okay, next up, we have my beautiful animal allies. I so want a way to use these cards, and I so don't know how. And these cards really kind of clicked it for me of like how much I love pairs. I have mixed feelings about this because I want a way to use it. I love these cards. They're really good quality. I love the look of them. They're just so great and so much fun and so cute. But I don't know how to use them. And like the Tarot Fauna, I really wanted it. I'm not sure if I still do. Because like I'm not willing to prioritize buying the Tarot Fauna. And I have some really great animal decks that already aren't getting attention. I think this would go great with the Tarot Fauna. What I might do, what might be really fun is like to get the Tarot Fauna to go with this, to play with it with my son. That sounds like a fun thing. And that sounds like something he would also really enjoy, and I would really enjoy that. Because the Tarot Fauna, it's absolutely beautiful. I just think it would get trumped in my collection. But if I got these and like they lived as a special family thing we did together with my kiddo, that sounds really fun. But so those are the Animal Allies 1 and 2 by Jessica Swift. I have both 1 and 2, so there's that. Next up, another animal deck I'm not sure of. Let me get the rest of the things I'm not sure of with this. Actually, never mind. I need to sit. Okay, The Wild Unknown Animal Spirits by Kim Krans. Ugh. See, even this, I think I'm personally more likely to somehow find a way to use than the, like, in my personal work. Then the animal allies. I feel these images more and in a very different way. I'm tempted to write some like keywords, but every pen I've tried on this cardstock does eventually rub off even permanent pen. Because this has got like, it's like laminated a bit. I don't know, it might be like UV matte lamination. I'm just speaking out my ass based on the fact that like this feels like sealed paper. You know what? You know, it doesn't feel like it will hold. It doesn't feel like anything will absorb into it. So I have these. I love Kim Kranz's artwork. I love the guidebook's kind of meh these days. It was really great at first, but now it's like meh. So I'm not sure. This one I don't know about. I'm not willing to give up on it yet. It means so much to me. I want to find a way to work with it. I just don't know how. So that's the Wild Unknown Animal Spirits. Next, we've got these two. All right. So you might have seen recently that Don Michelle did a video. It actually like literally came out as I'm filming this yesterday, called Decks I Had a Moment With. Like, memorable decks of 2022, and like she titled it I Had a Moment, like decks I had a moment with kind of thing. And these are two of those decks. This is the Messenger and Seeker Oracle, both by Raven Fallon. I'm not giving up on these. First of all, I adore the artwork. I adore the backs. I love the messages. And even if I didn't, even if I didn't want them, my wife would snatch them in a heartbeat. These are completely our style of like these feel like 90s gamer, late 90s, early 2000s gamer art, fantasy art of our dreams. The messages are great. I really feel them. I love this. I love these decks. The reason I'm feeling kind of like is because I was trying to use these and I really loved working with them. But I just kind of, the practice I was trying to do with them, ooh, this is an interesting card, just kind of didn't stay relevant to the way I'm growing and developing. And I've wanted this card, these decks for a long time because this card right here. So I have these ones. They're not going anywhere, but I'm really not sure what to do with them. And now I have to figure out which one is which. Okay, I was correct. So this one is the Seeker Oracle. I love the fact that they made them the same so that way they can be mixed and matched. There's lots of ways I could use these. These would be a lot of fun to play with the quest decks in some way. So I'm not willing to give up on them yet. But I am sad that I don't know what to do with these as of this moment. So, but I have those, they're staying. Excuse the horrible bag. This is my Goddess Oracle. I'm never getting rid of this, I don't think. This was a gift from my wife, and this was like a start to a lot. So much has happened with this deck, and it is far and away one of my favorite possessions, and I'm very attached to it. It's not going anywhere. I don't work with it. I don't feel ready to like retire it. I'm tempted to like maybe do like an art project with it in some way. I don't know. Love this Lady of the Beast card. I want to work with this in some way. I don't work with personified deity the way a lot of people seem to tend to describe. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be really interesting because I'm going into a 9th house perfection year. For those who don't speak astrology, the 9th house is the house of spirit and study. So like spirituality, philosophy, post-secondary education, any education past high school, whether you pay for it or not. So that spells out a year that could be rife with spiritual growth and development. So we'll see. But next, my gorgeous Power of Surrender cards. This is a fabulous deck. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I saw this on Lisa's... Sorry about the noise. I saw this on Lisa's channel when she did her deck she got in 2021 video where she ranked them. It was fabulous. And I had to buy this because my word of this year has been surrender. I am so fucking ready to be done with this deck. I'm not getting rid of it. I am 100% sure that my work with surrender is not over. I'm 100% sure that my work with surrender is never ending. So I'm sure there will be times when I feel like I need a message and I just pull it out. And that's what I love about this deck, that this is a deck, it's by Judith Orloff. This is a deck where your entire message is here on this card. So when you just need to know, like, what's going on, what do I need to surrender because I'm hitting walls, you just pull a singular card. Right now, though, I'm very excited to be fucking done with this, to take a break from this, because I've been pulling cards all year. I've pulled daily cards, I've pulled weekly cards, I've pulled a lot of cards from this, and I'm ready for it to take a fucking break and leave me alone. That's just where I'm at, but I still love it very, very much. And let's see. Next up, 1, 2, and now 3. I have all 3 finally, but I need to sit down. So this is the Illustrated Herbiary. This one is the Illustrated Bestiary. And this one, obviously, is the Illustrated Crystallary. So, and I got this one for Christmas, like just now. So, and when I got this, I made sure to get the guidebook, the big guidebook. So I now have the little set of flimsy papery kind of cards that came with the book. I gave to my wife so she can like play with. I might use them for crafting one day. And then these were the deluxe box set. So there is a size difference if you're ever curious. There's a definite difference in the cardstock quality. This is soft and this feels like this works, but it's not nearly as nice. I do plan to one day get these 2 in the matching oracle. But these are my atolls, and they're not my only my atolls, actually. I do have one more, which I'll show you. I love these. I adore the books. I adore the cards. I adore the messages. I adore the work. Currently, I am pulling one of these, one of each 3 every week. So in my January bullet journal video, if I have room, I'll link it up above in the cards. I have a place in my month and tarot spread to record my pulls. I love these. These are fabulous. The work with them is stunning. I love my Atoll's work. I love the artwork chosen. They hit me in my soul. There's my word for 2023. Step up to sovereignty. I'm going to have to do some research on that. So those are those 3. I love them. They're not going anywhere. I do, in fact, need to now purchase the Oracle versions of these. Dear publisher, if you are watching this and you happen to be the publisher, I understand that, like, money's the thing. Like, that's why we do what we do. Just in case you want any feedback, this was really fucking annoying. This was extremely annoying. Because you released 2 of the 3. You could get 2 of them came out in the deluxe box set, which came with the big, beautiful book. And let me show you the books if you haven't seen them. Because in my opinion, if you like these decks, the books, you want the book. It's like the extended Gentle Tarot guidebook. I would recommend that to anybody who wants the Gentle Tarot. My Atoll's work, these books are breathtaking. They have full images. They have a little bit of like a story. And then they have a ritual and a reflection for every single card. So now, if you want the big books, whereas like where is it? The Crystallary guidebook that came with it. I haven't even looked at this. It just has a little blurb. Why I think this was a mistake for the publisher was this works great as an Oracle deck. Any of the versions of the cards would have worked great as an Oracle deck. Except now, if you also want the big book, you have to buy the big books, and the big books come with a set of flimsy-ass paper cards in the back. So I am frustrated. Anyways, that's that. I love those decks. They're not going anywhere. Next up, my Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I do have all 3. 1, 2. I dropped a card. 3. So there's 1. I do not have a bag for the Samhain one yet. But these decks I love. I'm very excited. The next one coming out is Mabon. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. But that's just because I haven't had the money to yet. Shoot. I've got some glare. There we go. Okay. So this is the Yule one. This is the Beltane one. This is the Samhain one. And they are doing all 8. And I love them. They are fabulous. They've got keyword, a number, a little message in like a poem form on them. I love these. I've had some really profound work with these. I actually pulled Samhain cards and Beltane cards. I didn't use the Yule one this year. Because I was using these with the Witch's Wisdom. I'm no longer doing that practice. They still go very well with the Witch's Wisdom, but I'm like, nah, And so, and they also go really well on their own. I'm actually really quite enjoying exploring using Oracle. Love the backs, by the way. Look at those. And I love the cheesy edging. I think it's fabulous. So I do have those. I'm truly not sure how to work with them yet, but there's no way I'm giving these up. The Beltane one is my favorite, perhaps because I'm a spring baby. So like, I was born at the end of March, the very beginning of spring. So that is those ones. I really love them. I can't wait for the Mabon one. I can't wait to have them all. I can't wait to figure out how I'm going to use them all. Maybe they'll all have their own special deck. Maybe I'll have a couple different decks that I work with them. I have no clue. But I'm excited. I'm excited to find out. And look at these beautiful, like, is this not the most perfect bag for the Beltane one? There's such, like, I have to look at the back. How is that not the most perfect bag match? It is. It truly is. Thank you, Lisa. I know you helped Peggy pick the fabric. So, yeah. Those are them. Love them to death. Staying, for sure. Oh! I had an avalanche. Okay. This is my other Maya Toll little deck. This came with her Wild Wisdom book. So this is like the papery cardstock that comes with the other books. Let me fix that light now. I am working through this deck with my YouTube channel members with the book. So far, it's kind of hard. Things have been really crazy. I really want to find a way to work with this deck, but there's a lot of puzzle pieces in my life that I am trying very hard to fit together. So this is hard, but this is purely the seasonal work. So I love this. It goes with the Wild Wisdom Companion. It's a fabulous little thing. I recommend you check it out. I was intending to originally do a series with this on the channel. And then I got burnt out. And so I needed to adjust things. I am sorry if that was disappointing for you. Next up, my Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Kranz. Yet another deck that I really wish I knew how I wanted to work with it. I recently, really recently pulled this. There's so much in this deck that I love. And I'm just not sure. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if maybe I just don't have the right tarot deck for this yet. I don't know what the deal is. I do know that I don't play with my decks a lot to figure things out, or at least I don't anymore. And that's partly because I've just been so overloaded and busy, and I'm working to change things, and there's a lot of things I'm working on. The bottom line for this is everything I said for the Wild Unknown Animal Spirits is the same here. I love her artwork. The guidebook of this is much better. I really want this to work. I don't know how it will work. I have to figure it out. So this is one of the ones that I feel iffy on. I'm not ready to give up yet. So there's that. Another new one, which isn't in its box or anything because of how I'm working with it so far. I got it for Yule. This is the Cantigi Oracle. Look at the fact that it like, oof. Okay. This is by the same stunning artist. This is with the same stunning artwork from the Luminous Void Tarot, which I don't have and desperately want. And the idea of this deck is that it is the song Our Heart Sings. I think it is possible that this deck, depending on how I land working with it, might in fact be my evolved version of what the Wild Unknown Archetypes was for me. This is weird. It is beautiful. It is creepy. It is all sorts of things. I love it so much. The guidebook, I can't get it. It's buried in stuff. The guidebook is a fucking chonker. And it has a thing where, like, you pull, it has a card for each week of the year, starting with the winter solstice. So I am doing that to kind of like get to know this a bit. But I adore this, and I'm so thrilled to have it. And one of my favorite rocks of all time sits right there. How perfect is that? Spiderweb Jasper to sit on this spiderwebby deck. So there's that one. Okay, we're getting there. Next up, I have my Moon Goddess Oracle, which I don't know about, but it's finally not bowed anymore? That's strange. I've had this thing for years and it's always been bowed. Hold on. Okay. I don't know about this deck. This deck is really cool. I love the artwork of it. Actually, I'm going to keep it. I'm not ready to give up on it, and this, I think, would go very well with the Alchemical Tarot, which is one of my top deck purchase priorities for 2023, hopefully. So I have the Goddess card. It has Goddess cards. It has Moon Mansion cards, and this is a moon-specific astrology thing, which I just, like, haven't... Oh, see there, it's starting to warp again. I haven't researched. So it's got Moon Mansions, and then it's got a whole bunch of Moon Phase cards. And there's some really cool, like, spreads in this, and I absolutely love the bag I picked for it. So I'm not ready to get rid of it yet, even though I have gotten rid of my Oracle of the Radiant Sun. But there's that one. I have that one. This one, however, this one can go. But there she is. She's so, I haven't used this deck, like, at all. Oh, maybe, This would be really good for sovereignty work. I wish, okay, I don't know about this one anymore. I felt very sure, like, this one can go. But I love it, and I know I love it with the This Might Hurt Tarot. I don't know. This is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace with artwork by Janina Medeiros. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it for now. I might end up putting it in purgatory while I think. Shit. I'm running out of room for my decks in my house. Okay. Next up. The Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. Alright. I'm going to say, yes, I did plan to do, I was and had started doing a book club of this. A book and deck club where I worked with this in the book. That is yet another thing which I've had to stop doing. This is by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I desperately want to use this deck. I am reading the book myself. What happened was just this year I've been doing a lot. I talked about it in my January 2023 at the end of that video, bullet journal video. It's linked up above. I already mentioned that. I do a lot of biting off more than I can chew when I have a good day. And I definitely did that with this channel a few times this year. So I have no clue how to use this yet or what, but I do have it, and I'm certainly not even going to consider getting rid of it until I've read the book and seen and given it a try, because it's Laura Tempest Zakroff and I adore her work. And I just adore her as a person. She's so kind. So, cards for the body, mind, and spirit. Yes. So I have that to also play with this year. I have a lot of work to do. Earth Magic Oracle. This is a deck that I will never get rid of. It's kind of like retired in my collection. This was my first ever deck. I was using it and putting the cards in my journal. Decks like this, I think I'm just going to use this for like artwork around the house, for magic work, some sort of a crafting work. This is collected art, I think. But yeah. I think it was like public domain art, but this was my first ever deck and I'm never getting rid of it. And I do have the book that he wrote called Earth Magic, which is my first ever like witchy book. Almost done. If you've been here recently, you know what's in this. This is my absolutely stunning, absolutely precious Wisdom of the Divine Feminine and Wisdom of the Shadow Oracle decks. I love these. I use them in my moon work. I did a video with these. If I have space in the cards, I'll link it up above. These are powerful decks. When I work with this one, I work with my, I work with the Divine Feminine with the Shimmering Veil, and I work with my Wisdom of the Shadow with the Tarot of the She. And I'm loving it. Loving it. I'm really thrilled with how much more I'm using Oracle now, because I love Oracle decks, but I haven't like used them. And now I can, and that makes me happy. And look, there's Sovereignty. I'm really happy to have this deck. I really love how I'm using it, and I believe by the time you're seeing this, the last video that came out was my video, my tarot cycles, where I talked about these more, so you can check that out up above in the cards. I will try and link it. Hopefully you can find it. Check the end screen maybe too. Anywho, that's them. I love these decks. They are phenomenal. I'm so thrilled to have them in my collection. Along with this, I've talked about this a lot, so I won't belabor it. This is my Songs of the Grandmothers by Kara Simmons. Kara? I think it's Kara. Oh, dear God. I also talked about this in my tarot cycles. I love this deck. I use this a lot. There's just, this is why I have trouble with like the animal allies, because sometimes you get in something and it just hits you so good that it raises the bar. This is a raise the bar deck. I'm not going to belabor it because I've talked about this in a lot of videos recently. I talked about it in my standout decks. I talked about it in my tarot cycles video. So this, suffice it to say, I have this deck. I love this deck. It is in not even anywhere near any kind of danger. I can't imagine ever wanting to part with it. And on the same wavelength is my last Oracle deck, which I got for the holidays. The Prairie Majesty Oracle. And here's why I got it. Explore your sovereign nature. Sovereign. You know, my word of the year. And this is by Kara as well. Kara Simons. It has her beautiful writing, and her writing is fabulous. And once I saw this, and I saw the tagline, I knew I wanted it to be my sovereign deck, the way I have had a surrender deck. Here's the backs. This is very similar to the Songs of the Grandmothers. It has a structure. It has, it doesn't have poems, but it's got the animal, it's got a keyword, and it's got a question. So this is what I plan to use to work with my word sovereign this year. My plan currently is to pull one card each week. I haven't shuffled it. I just got this yesterday from the day. I was waiting to get this before I filmed. It has, so here, red-tailed hawk dive, what is ready for action? Wildfire burn, what is ready to go so I can grow? My plan is to work with this, and the color indicates the category. My plan is to pull a card every week and do the journaling. So if I pull the Great Blue Heron, reflect, what does standing still reveal? And that is my plan for this. And there is some really beautiful extra cards. This is sun, moon, sky, and stars. I am super thrilled. I am very excited to start working with this deck too. I love Kara's work. So this is very, very, very exciting. And this is art by Amy Putney Koenig. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But that's it. That is my Oracle collection for the day, and I am very hungry. So I'm going to let you go here, and I will see you again very soon. Stay tuned for my tarot collection video. It is coming up very, very soon, and I'm going to film it in just a few minutes after I clean up some of the mess and have some food. All right. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm going to let you go. Lots of love. Bye.